Once you've picked your fleece and you've sorted it, then it's time to wash it. So I want to show you the procedure I use for washing. I don't use a washing machine, which a lot of people are fans of. I just don't like to get the grease from the fleece into the machine that's going to then be cleaning my clothes. It's also just not in a convenient location to where I'm usually, to the workshop and where I'm usually doing this sort of thing. So I wash in big heavy sinks. What you'll need to have on hand are sinks or your washing machine, some nice garment bags. You can get these at the grocery store. They're for washing lingerie. I know some people use pillowcases, but I find that weave structure is too tight, and these garment mesh bags allow more of the hot water and soap to penetrate, I think. So you'll need some of these. You need your fleece, obviously, and then you need some sort of scouring agent. I use kookaburra, which was developed by a man who was lived in Australia for many years and was a tanner, so he really understands about fiber and fleece. I buy it by the 2-gallon jug because I do a lot of washing, but in the store I also sell it in these really convenient smaller packages. What I like about this is there's a really handy device for measuring exactly how much you need, and so I pour from my gallon jug into one of these that I keep recycling just because it has really good measurement systems, so I get the most efficient use of my scouring agent. This is really nice. It scours, but there's still a little lanolin in it. It has eucalyptus and I think tea tree oil as well, so it smells nice, but without a fragrance. The other item that I know, or detergent that I know a lot of people are fans of, is Dawn liquid detergent. I've used it and I'm not actually a fan of it myself, but I know a lot of spinners and felters have great success with it. The other type of soap that I've used is called Orvis. It comes in a big, huge tank, and it's actually a paste. And I think a lot of the 4-H community uses it to wash the fleece on the animal before they take it into the show ring. So it's obviously gentle, but gets the fleece looking really good and gets the lanolin out. So I've used that as well. I just found that because it came as a paste, I had trouble, I don't know, I guess using it, I think, most cost effectively. I either had not enough or way too much, and it's not inexpensive material, so, and I used to get that just at my local Agway. So again, I've sort of settled after years of trying different things on kookaburra, which is what I sell here in the store just because I happen to think it just does the best job in my hands. So you've got your cleaning agent, your lingerie bags or pillowcases, and your fleece. Then you're going to need either your washing machine or some sinks, and I'll show you what my process is. So I'll take my wool and put it into a garment bag in such a way that there is still plenty of room for the soap and the liquid to penetrate. So this is about how much wool I would put into this size bag. So you can see that it's not jam-packed. If you put too much wool in there, you're just not going to get it really clean. It's going to take a lot more handlings than it needs to. And so I usually fill it about like this. And I find that the reason I use the garment bags is because then once I wash this, I can pick the fiber up and transport it either to the drying rack or the rinsing rack in this bag, and it just allows me to wash the fleece without having to handle it. Because of course the thing you have to really be careful of if you're washing raw fleece is not to felt it. So the laundry bags enable you to manipulate the fleece without doing a lot of damage to it. So I've filled my sink halfway with tap water. I'm putting in the amount of kookaburra that is appropriate for the amount of wool that I'm going to be washing. But I want this water really hot, and my tap water just doesn't give me enough heat. So I also boil water on these big outside burners I have and add the really boiling water about equal amount to my hot tap water. So this would be uncomfortable, you know, you wouldn't want to soak your hand in it, but it makes it nice and hot, and it's the heat and also the kookaburra which then help get the dirt and the lanolin out of the wool. So now I take the garment bags that I filled and I just gently submerge them And actually, those heat protective gloves are a nice thing to have at this point. I should put that on my list for Costco. This is hot. That's why you don't really want to manipulate the fibers a lot. But having them in the garment bag allows you to get them washed without worrying about felting. So you can see already, can you get in here and see how much dirt has already come off these 2 bags? Yeah, it's amazing. And I have a really clean fleece here. But, you know, they're sheep and they're in the barnyard and they pick up all kinds of dirt. So even though these are really clean fleeces that I tend to work with, you still get quite a bit of dirt off of them. So what I would do is let these fleeces soak in here for, you know, maybe 5 minutes. Okay, so here's the water after just a couple bags worth of fleece have gone through their first wash, and you can see how dirty it is. And again, I buy pretty clean fleeces, and yet there's still quite a bit of dirt that's coming out of this. And boy, the kookaburra smells so great, and it has such a nice feel to it. I really like using it. It's a scour, but not like a commercial scour. It's really gentle on the fleece, and it has just a lovely smell without being scented, and it just has a really nice feel to it. So here are those 2 bags of wool that have come out of the first wash, and now they're soaking in their rinse. Okay, while this fleece is soaking in here with the kookaburra, and I'm getting my next sink ready for the next step, the rinse on this first fiber, I think I should tell you that I absolutely hate washing fleece. I think I would rather go get a mammogram than wash fleece, but occasionally it's something I have to do. And the couple of things I have learned over the years in doing this is that it really needs to have very hot water. I used to try and get away with tap water, and then my sister said, no, it's got to be hotter than that. So I'd fill my sink halfway or 3/4 with tap water and another quarter with really hot water, and I still would end up with a really tacky residue on the wool afterwards because I just wasn't getting all of the lanolin. And again, I'm still not getting all of the lanolin out, but I was leaving enough behind that it was gunking up my drum carder, and you don't want that. So really, really get hot water and let it soak, and that really is going to get the fleece nice and clean, yet not scoured the way the commercial industry does it. It will still have some nice lanolin in it, but a manageable amount, not the kind of lanolin that's going to make your hands shiny or gunk up your carding equipment. A dirty sink like this. So a wash, rinse. Because of the way the kookaburra is formulated, I never feel like I need to do a vinegar rinse. I just rinse with water. If you use Dawn or Tide or some harsher detergent, I think you probably do want to do a vinegar rinse because those detergents have such a high alkalinity. You want to return the wool to its neutral state, so you'd wash several times, however many times you need, rinse with vinegar, and then rinse with water to get rid of the vinegar smell. So depending upon the fleece, I may have to do 1, maybe 2 washes before a rinse. A lot of people then ask, how do you know when it is clean enough? Well, I usually feel it's clean enough for the next stage when the water that drains out of the bag after it has been in its first or second wash, it runs pretty clear. Once that runs clear, then I feel like the fleece is pretty well washed. It's ready for a rinse in just plain water. Okay, so just for comparison, what you see over in this tub is the second wash water from this fleece, and what you see here is the rinse water. So you can see that a lot of this filthy grime has come out of the fleece, and it's clean enough now that it will be lovely to put through the drum carder and to spin or to felt with. And then I'll still do another wash on either the hand spun yarn or of course the felting process will wash the fiber again to get off just whatever little residual dirt may remain in there. So once the fleece is washed, I lay it out on a rack like this to dry. It allows air circulation from below and above, and I found a nice sunny spot in the backyard.
Dry up in no time at all.